check. 1, 2. This is the Chu Down Show with Chuy Gomez. Chuy Gomez.
Let's get started, shall we?
I get a chance to touch the Latin guy named Tyrone today. Hey,
How you doing,
Tyrone.
Chuy?
I'm wonderful, brother. Good to see you, right?
Good, thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, a lot of folks know you for Street Low magazine, man, but you're a heavy salsero. That's what they don't know, bro.
Yeah, you know what? I love salsa. I've been dancing about 30 years. Kind of lived two different lives with Street Low magazine covering the lowriders, and I started doing graphics for a lot of the salsa clubs in San Francisco, San Jose, and covering events, and it just picked up. So
let's take it there since you went there. So you started doing graphic events, making flyers and helping folks promote their events and venues. That was your leading into entertainment, sort of, wasn't it?
yes, I started actually working as a security guard for the Dunphy Hotel back in the days for they called it the castle, the Dunphy, with a promoter named Larry. Back then, I say mid 90s, 92. And then from there, I started working with DJ Tony O. And then from there, I was just getting my feet wet into graphics. He introduced me to William Mercedes from Acapulco. And Acapulco was my first flyer from there. And then just carried on. Started working for Kokomo, Jellies, back in the days.
Started to date yourself, huh, bro?
I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining, though.
No, but that's part of your trajectory, your reputation, your lifestyle, your whole story, bro. I mean, it was a good thing because without having been doing that, you can't be where you're standing at today.
Correct. I mean, I can go back even further from middle school. I love drawing, and then into the earlier 90s. Just before that, I was doing illustrations, and I was actually published 5 covers for Teen Angel magazine.
Oh, you were? See, I didn't know that about that. Okay.
Yeah. So I actually worked before that. I even worked with Barrios Unidos out of Santa Cruz with a fellow named Nane that, they kind of started helping me out into my drawing. So I love drawing. Then I started doing some work with Teen Angel magazine. I started corresponding with Teen Angel because there was no internet back then. So I still have to this day all the letters they used to write me. Handwritten letters, typed letters, encouraging me, giving me motivation. That I can actually go back and still relate to today, of the way that the people that I work around support, that just give me a lot of energy. I can read letters that I was given 35 years ago, and it almost sounds like it was written last week.
So let's talk about that, because when you were corresponding with Teen Angel, and you were doing your drawings, did that motivate you to do even more drawings?
It did, because at that time I was undecided. I wanted to be in art. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. So I started going to the College of San Mateo. I started taking silk screening, painting, airbrushing. I even tattooed on myself just to see if I can try different kind of mediums. The weird thing about that is that I was trying different classes. I was undecided. I dropped out of the last class. I just didn't like the class. Joined the military, covered a war, came back, decided, you know what, I'll try school one more time. Ended up being in the same class that I dropped out, which is graphic design school. So I could kind of come back and I did a full circle, because I was like, out of all the places that I'm going to do, the one class that I dropped out ended up being my career.
Well, that's crazy. So you never know what's in store for you, and never say never, because you'll end up right back where you started, and that might be your start to something new, which is awesome.
Correct.
So you're doing flyers, you're doing this. How did you connect with Gilbert and Street Low? Did he see some of your work? Did you meet him at a party? How did that relationship start?
So basically, when I was learning graphics at that time, and I was I'd already been going to lowrider car shows with some friends. We checked out the cars, the entertainment. And then one car show I went to at Jefferson High, there was a car show going on. So I decided to come by, check it out. At that time, George Artiega, which was a partner of Gilbert's, they were passing out flyers looking for photographers, graphic designers. They were just about to start the magazine. So the magazine hadn't even come out yet. And then from there, I said, hey, I'm interested. So from there, George introduced me to Gilbert. But the funny story with that is, hey, I got a graphic designer. What's his name? Tyrone. What? He goes, wait till you see him. Wait till you see him. And then when I met Gilbert, history was there, so I enjoyed that.
And so you started doing photography or graphic designs for him initially?
Initially, since I was learning graphics, I started out graphic designing, started doing some little ads here and there. I wasn't doing any layouts yet. I wasn't doing photography. I was doing photography for the salsa clubs, because when I was doing the flyers for the salsa clubs, a lot of pictures were outdated. There was like 5 members and only 1 member is still in the picture. So I asked the promoters, hey, you mind if I go to the salsa clubs and take photos of the bands? That kind of opened up a little window, because now I started using my photography in salsa and started shooting bands. And then I started getting hired to do CD covers and stuff for the salsa bands. But we had for so many photographers in Street Low. I'm fine. I was learning graphics. I was enjoying doing the graphics. And then the guy who started out with it, Morgan, he left Street Low. And then Gilbert's like, hey, I need somebody to step in. And so I went from designing some of the ads and then started doing layouts. I started collaborating with a lot of photographers. And then that kind of started me in a whole new journey, which was just unreal.
And that's crazy, because I'm gonna tell a little story here, because I tell people many doors will open for you, but it will always be what you do once you walk through those doors. Because you can walk through the door and sit on the couch, or you can walk through those doors and learn different things.
Yeah.
And that's what you did. You took it and maximized it from doing graphics, layouts, to photography. Now you can do them all.
Yeah.
And now, if needed in a clutch, there's no photographer here. Step in, you can knock it out.
That's what helped me with the salsa club, because when I was doing the photography, I was able to implement photography in my graphics.
Uh-huh.
So like today, now I can offer you photography for your business. I can do photography for different events. I don't do videography as much as it's time consuming. I love it, but I was able to use it as a tool. So I think that's what really helped me out crossing over into photography. Say about 8 years now that I've been shooting for Street Low, like deep shooting.
And so some of the other stuff you've done, I know you've done album covers, you've done movie posters, you were able to do, I know that there was a movie that was shot in the Mission. Talk a little bit about that.
So it was La Misión, was, I believe, 2009. Peter Bratt, starting with Benjamin Bratt, his brother, and Gilbert was contacted to supply some Street Low, props that we can use as background. And Gilbert gave him jackets and all these posters. The great thing about it is that when I was watching the production of it, they were using a lot of my work in the back. So if you look at the garage scene where the guys were doing the movie, Jesse Borrego was wearing the Street Low jacket in the movie. Benjamin Bratt was wearing the Street Low jacket in the movie. I mean, it just felt really, really special, because I know I was part of that. I mean, I didn't do it all, but I contributed. And the team that we had back then, we just enjoyed it, and I was able to sneak in one of the cars when they're doing one of the filmings. I wasn't in it while production, but I do have video of it that we were following. We were getting escorted, and then I was like, you got to get out of the car. We're going to start filming right now. But at least I was there when they filmed it. So it was really cool to be part of that.
So this job has opened up a lot of doors for you.
Yes. I definitely, I mean, I also worked as a coach for soccer throughout this whole time. Monday through Fridays, I was Street Low, designing for Street Low. And then on the weekends, I'd be coaching my son. It's from 6 years old until Aragon High School when he was 18. And I was able to implement, Gilbert would talk about it. This guy is coaching, this guy is doing graphics, this guy is doing photography. He's like, multiple tasks, you know. But when my son was done with sports, that's where I started putting more time into me, because I enjoyed working with my son. I enjoyed coaching a lot of young boys that just, you know, I'm so happy now I'm hearing that they're coaching, and that's the main thing that we want to do with the kids that we work with. If
Plant
they're
seeds.
giving back.
You plant seeds, they become flowers, and now they start giving back. They're helping their community too.
Exactly. I feel the same way with my photography. I'm seeing a lot of young photographers coming up, and I'm enjoying their visuals because we need that. We have a lot of people that are documenting the culture, and at the same time, you know, I don't know how much more I can give, and we want to see the youngsters continuing the tradition. You know, I'm not that viejo, pero
We never know what life throws at us, bro. You know what I'm saying? And right now, you know, let's talk a little bit about your health, because right now you are battling something, and you're working hard, man. I see that you're out here. So first of all, thank you for making time. You going through what you're going through, and I know that I'm throwing it at you kind of as a surprise, but I want you to tell folks, because there might be somebody out there that doesn't like doctors and won't go get checked out.
Yep.
And so always remember, health is wealth. And let's tell a little bit about what you're going through.
Basically, I give thanks to my brother, because like you just said, it really hits a hard point that a lot of people don't want to really talk about their health, don't want to mention anything. Hey, you know what? We're old school and we're thinking, you know, everything is fine. And I started having some issues. I had a lump in my neck, and it's a lymph node. And my brother was like, dude, we're not younger. Go get it checked out. I mean, the worst you're gonna get is good news, bad news, but find out what you can do. Maybe you can get it early. And I'm glad my brother pushed you.
Yeah.
And the reason why I posted it online about the situation is because sometimes it doesn't hurt to get checked out. Where it's just, I want to keep going. You know, I still feel like I can still contribute. I can still be part of this community, and I want to keep going. So that's why I posted things online. I didn't give specifics online, but my main thing is get checked out. It doesn't hurt to get checked out.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly why I wanted you to mention it, because there's maybe somebody right now not feeling well. They, I don't want to get checked out. I don't want to hear the bad news. Sometimes the good news comes from bad news.
Yeah.
And so if you get checked out and you find something, it could be prevented or even reversed. So folks, health is wealth. And so stay healthy, stay out there. We're here supporting my man, Tyrone. Only Latino you have ever met named Tyrone.
From Peru.
Funkaroo, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you for making time to talk to us, man. Anything you want to tell them before we shut out, man?
No, I just Chuy, again, thank you for your time. Thank you for the lowrider community. Thank you for everybody, my son, who's been coming out, helping me out.
My birthday twin.
And Mr. Homies, David Gonzalez. It's three good guys. But again, I thank my son a lot, because he definitely came back, and I didn't ask him to come out. He's like, Dad, let me help you out. He's covering events for me, and to see his visual, I was teaching him when he was little, you know, 10, 12 years old. And then all of a sudden he comes out and starts just knocking it out. And people are like seeing him and supporting him as well. And I'm hoping to bring him out to more shows. So thank you so much. Thank you, Chuy.
Thank you. And see, you didn't think he was paying attention. You thought he wasn't listening to Dad. The whole time he was watching you, bro.